You're never going to be the sharpest version of yourself without regrets, y'all. And I'm not talking about the oops, I wish I did that different type of regret. I'm talking about the type of regret that cuts deep. And when I say deep, I'm talking about you're replaying it in your head at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm talking about the ones that make you cringe when you think about who you were in that moment. And I need us to understand this. The only way a regret is a curse is if you meet it for the first time, and that first time is at the end of your life. So we're saying when there's no time left to do anything about it, that is the only time a regret is a curse. And that's why the earlier, the better when it comes to regret. And if right now life feels like it's just hitting you one thing after another thing after another thing, then I need you all to understand that these are gifts, but you must unwrap them. So before I unwrap this, what's going on, Limitless Legion? Or if you're new to my channel, welcome to the channel. This channel is for the ones who know they're built for more, the ones who don't run from pressure, they grow through it. But if you want to be a part of the Limitless Legion, then all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and leave a like, because it lets the algorithm know that we are building something real over here. Without further ado, the title of today's video is Regret is the Key to a Better Life. So, what I first want to address, y'all, is the reason, and I would say why most people waste regret. Most people are treating regret like it's emotional quicksand. And by quicksand, I mean that they get stuck replaying what happened instead of dissecting what happened. So what do they usually say? Man, I wish I can go back and change it. But what do they never say? They never flip the question to, if I had to go back and relive that, what would I do different? And that's the key. Because the second question turns regret into intelligence. So think of like a crime scene. If a detective just shows up to the crime scene and just stares at the chaos, just stares at the mess, and then that's it, he just takes it on face value and doesn't look deeper, then nothing changes. He has nothing, and nothing can be done. But if they start collecting fingerprints, tracing footprints, and ultimately just piecing together the sequence of events, then they solve the case. Regret is no different. The point is not to just stare at the scene, y'all. The point is to investigate it until you know exactly what to do different the next time. Okay? And there are 3 layers to regret. Every regret has 3 layers, y'all. And if you just stop at that first layer, then you're going to lose that gift I mentioned at the beginning. So let's talk about the first layer. The first layer is just the event. What happened? Or maybe the memory, or just maybe the trigger. So that's the first layer. So if you're just sitting here replaying that layer over and over in your head, then you haven't gotten past that first layer. The second layer is what comes behind it, which can be the emotional guilt, the shame, the embarrassment. So this is the fallout that comes behind the regret. And then what happens a lot of times is people will get attached to this. Okay? But then the most productive layer and the third layer, which will complete the cycle, is layer 3, the principle. And all this is, y'all, is the rule that you create so that you never repeat it again. And the principle is the gift. All right? That's what we're unwrapping. And it's the line in the sand that says that I know better now moving forward. And so you can be better. And I want to talk about as well why early regret is an advantage. So if you're going through things, understand that you're privileged. Because here's the thing, the earlier that you can collect regrets, the more leverage you have moving forward. Why? Because the regrets will compound the same way that money will. If you regret wasting 2 years on a bad habit at 20, and then you correct it right then and there, you just bought yourself decades of momentum. But if you realize it when you're 60, all those years, that's momentum you'll never be able to get back. So I want us to look at early regret like finding out if you had a home that you've been leaking water from your roof, but you find out while it's only still a small drip, as opposed to finding out when the ceiling's about to cave in. Okay? And we have to turn regret into an execution tool. I'm big on execution. I study execution. I want to come at execution from every angle you can possibly come at it with, because that's what we do over here. We execute. All right? But when it comes to that, here's where most people miss the move. They misinterpret regret and think that it's about the past. But it's not. It's about future insurance. So when you're faced with a decision and your brain says, if you go this route, you already know how you'll feel later, then all that is that's regret data working in real time. And a lot of us don't even realize. But really all that regret data is a decision accelerator. And it's going to short circuit the impulse you might have to sabotage yourself. You guys can literally weaponize regret to move faster, to choose better, and to avoid repeating cycles that will ruin most people's lives. All right? I want you to understand this most importantly. The only regret worth fearing is the one that you don't know about until it's too late. That's why you can't run from the sting. You have to run towards it. You mine it, you analyze it, and then you lock in that principle, and then you go live sharper. Regret is always going to be the receipt of the lesson. And the earlier that you pay it, the more return you're going to get ultimately. So, what I want you to ingrain in your psyche is that the next time something from your past makes you wince, I don't want you to hide from it. I want you to unwrap it, and I want you to cash in that gift card, because that is a privilege, that is a gift, and that is going to ultimately change the entire trajectory of your future. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. If this video hit for you, I need you to like the video. I need that. If you want to keep seeing these type of videos for free, I need you to like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to join the Limitless Legion. And Cash App is down below if you want to tip the channel, buy your boy iced coffee. Caffeine is what fuels me to keep dropping these messages. And also, Patreon link below if you want to see exclusive content that is not on YouTube, self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.